Festival of the Arts.
I guess we'll call it a mini review because we didn't spend all day there. And there's a lot of aspects of it that weren't really functioning because they didn't have sidewalk chalk because it was raining and dreary. So like obviously that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
True.
And the art people were out there, but they were all the tents were kind of closed
people.
up. What am I supposed to call them?
The people. Are you talking about like the artists?
I'm talking about the tents and stuff. The art people. That's what I call them.
Wow.
They're just people in tents selling art.
Wow. Maybe I should do all the talking.
What's wrong with art people?
The art people.
Everybody knew exactly what I was talking about when I said the art people.
That's why I asked you to clarify. I'm like, who are the art people? The artists? The cast members manning the tents?
All the art people. Artists and people manning the tents.
Stop saying art people.
No.
My goodness.
Now it's
I
gonna
can't
become a
even
thing.
follow your train of thought. All right,
I think you're the only one that didn't follow
Let's talk about the festival.
Yes. And we're not going to talk about that weather. We already discussed that.
Oh,
but
heck no.
It was, So, all right. Well, let's go. What is Festival of the Arts, Jamie? And where do the art people hang out?
Oh, my gosh. Epcot International Festival of the Arts. It takes place January 17th through February 24th this year. This is the 9th year. Started in 2017.
I was told there was no math, so.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. I think that makes it the 9th year, right? 17, 18, 19. And it started, when it first started, it was just the weekends. And then they moved it to Thursday through Sunday. And then it just went the whole time. So it used to be a really like dead festival because nobody came. And now everybody comes. So
now everybody's
there. Everybody. It's a very busy festival, which is, obviously it's popular, but it celebrates everything artistic. Your creative side, if you will.
Ergo, art people.
Artwork.
You want to fight this
entertainment, very pretty, like palate-pleasing cuisine, as Disney likes to say, and lots of, there's activities and stuff you can do. It's a wonderful festival. It is similar in structure to the other 3 festivals that Epcot has, but this one is definitely an emphasis on like art, like displaying art and creating art.
That is shocking.
Yeah. Thank you. And I will not call it farts. I hate that.
I mean, yeah.
I'm not going to call that.
It's not the best acronym in the world.
Yeah.
I would say.
I'm just going to stop doing it because every time I do it, it makes me cringe. I'm like, ew, I don't want to. So I'm not going to. Anyway, Festival of the Arts. That's what it is.
You can call it the FOTHAs.
What?
FOTHA. You can call it FOTHA.
FOTHA?
Yeah, Festival of the Arts. FOTHA.
Oh, FOTHA. That's not as fun.
I agree. I'm just trying to give you something else other than just saying it's farts.
Let's move on.
Anyways. All right. We tried some food items.
Mm-hmm.
The first one we did was over at Craftsman's Courtyard.
Yeah. So this one it's an existing one that they've had for a while. It's not a new one or anything, but they did have a new item we want to try. It's called the Beef Wellington Inspired Croissant Supreme. It's with cream spinach croissant pinwheel, mushroom gorgonzola ragu, mustard grilled flank steak, red wine sauce, and pickled mustard seeds. And I forgot to write down the price, but we think it's $8.50, $8.75, something like that. What did you think of this, Jared?
This was my favorite dish we had the whole day. It was really good. It was, I will say by the time we got it, it was already cold, but it wasn't their fault.
It wasn't their fault.
Because we had to go find a thing. And by the time we got there, it was like, oh, it's cold.
No,
but,
it was good.
It was very good. I would get this. I would like a whole dish of this. And it had a lot of meat, actually.
Well, like, yes, it did. Yeah, for sure. And like that with the mushrooms and the steak and the croissant all together.
The croissant.
Very, very pleasing. Good mouthfeel.
I knew you were going to say that. I was like, she's going to say mouthfeel for some reason.
Like, I know how to review
What even
food.
is technically mouthfeel?
It's just how it feels in your mouth.
But isn't the whole point about it just tasting? I've heard people say this, they get real fanciful with it. I'm just like, did it taste good or not?
No. Okay, here's the thing. I can eat cottage cheese. Like, I don't think the taste is bad, but I cannot stand the way it feels in my mouth.
So like the texture.
The mouth feel is blech.
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, does that help a little bit?
I mean, I can relate somewhat because if you give me a non-crispy apple, I will throw it back at you.
Okay.
Because mushy apples are disgusting.
Got it. But yeah, this was delicious. I gave this like a 9 out of 10. It wasn't perfect, but 9 out of 10. It was a good size.
If it was warm when we had it, I would probably give it close to it. I mean, it was really good. I have no complaints about it. I like the mushroom with it. It was like I said, it was very good. I would eat the whole thing.
Nice.
Like I would eat multiples of these.
And Jared saw a Yoder.
Oh, they had Yoder smokers
outside, and he was like, I want to be that guy.
I will give Disney props. Yoder smokers are solid. If you want to know what Yoder is, it's more expensive than a Traeger, and they're built like tanks. I'm pretty sure they used to be Civil War era cannons that they converted into grills. They're very good.
It's major.
And those people had a great, like the people that were manning the grills, they were the happiest people in the park. There was one of them. There was one of them. They had a setup because they do cook it outside and then they take it into the building. They were between two smokers, and I was like, that person right there is the happiest person in the park right now.
Yeah,
between two hot grills, just chilling. I'm like, that's.
And something I do want to mention: if you go onto the Disney World website and look at the food studio menus, it'll show you all the food offerings, including what is allergy friendly and for what. So like this food studio, for example, it is free. Let's see. The beef Wellington we got is for egg, fish, shellfish, peanut, tree nut allergies. So anybody that has those, you can eat this. They also have roasted bone marrow and cast iron roasted mussels, which are, free of a lot of stuff too, but like it has all of these things listed on there. So if you do have a peanut or tree nut or any other kind of food allergy or sensitivity, you can look onto this. I don't think it includes gluten-free though. I think gluten-free is different. So if you're gluten-free, it's a little bit harder, but it'll indicate that on the menu usually. But if not, always ask.
Or just don't eat the bread.
Or, well, okay. There's more to it than that, but okay.
I know. I'm just saying as a general rule.
I just wanted to mention that because that is available. So
yes, very available.
Yeah.
All right. Next one we did was opening bites.
And this was in Communicore Plaza. And this is where they have festival favorites back for like food and wine, the same location. And we had two things here. First, we tried the soft shell crab slider. It's a green papaya slaw and mango ketchup on toasted brioche.
No, God!
Okay, wait.
Only for the coleslaw.
I was going to say, you liked it, though,
yes.
except for the coleslaw.
I took a bite of it, and then immediately I was like, it has coleslaw. The coleslaw didn't completely ruin it because the crab was decent, but coleslaw is the devil, personally speaking. But this was interesting because it looked like
a crab.
You could eat the shell, which I know that's what soft shell is, which is weird to me anytime you do that. But
yeah.
What did you think of this though?
It was okay. I'm not really a big fan of crab. I wanted to try it, but seafood and me, we're not good friends. We're casual acquaintances.
You don't hang out a lot.
We don't hang out a lot.
I don't need to be worried about seafood moving in.
No. They're.
Okay. I mean, I've said this many times. Seafood is, for me, I'm not a big seafood person. Yeah. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like if you give me a good crab or lobster, it's fine. A lot of work typically, but 10 times out of 10, if you just set me a ribeye or some sort of seafood, I'm like, I will just take the ribeye. Like, I would much rather have that versus seafood. So
yeah,
it was okay.
I wouldn't get this again. It looked weird because it looked like you could look like a crab in the middle of a bun.
Crab people.
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew it.
Maybe they're crab people.
Maybe they're crab people.
Talk like crab. Wait, talk like people. I don't know. Anyways, if you watch South Park, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my!
If you don't, then you have no idea. But this would have been better without as a slider. If it was just the crab with like a butter dipping thing, that would have been much better.
Oh yeah, melted butter would be good.
And no coleslaw.
Okay, this was $7.50. By the way, do you think that's price is good?
I mean, for crab, Yeah. I mean, it's not. It wasn't out of line for everything else price wise.
They also have a cheddar and chive scone, but it was made with smoked salmon salad, topped with creme fraiche and caviar. And I cannot stand salmon.
Yeah, salmon's the worst.
I cannot stand it.
Gross.
I know there's a lot of people that love salmon, but I just can't. I can't do it.
I have tried over the years because people will be like, no, you haven't had salmon cooked the right way. It doesn't matter what you put on it, how you cook it. Within 3 seconds, it just tastes like it just has a super fishy taste. I just never have had salmon. I don't like salmon. So I'm with you there.
Fair enough.
No salmon and coleslaw.
Yeah. And then the third food item they have is Enchanted Rose, which is milk chocolate rose with raspberry and rose center. And it's like on a little cookie on the bottom too.
And it looks like a rose.
It does look like a rose. So it's very pretty. What do you think?
The chocolate part was good.
He doesn't like the raspberry part.
No, that was gross.
I
so I
like
ate
that
around it. So the chocolate mousse part was real. It was fine, but the raspberry I didn't want any part of.
This is decent, especially like if you don't mind fruit flavored desserts. I think this is pleasing. It's kind of moussey. It's like mousse.
Moussey.
It's moussey.
Well, I mean, it was a mousse.
Yeah, it's moussey.
The cookie though was weird. It was like on a cookie plate, but it was very dry and like I tried to cut it with the fork and it shot off the plate like a cannon.
Oh my gosh! It did a couple times.
Wasn't
like,
a soft
ooh.
cookie.
No, but I thought it was good. Again, I liked raspberry flavoring and chocolate together, so I was fine with it. But it was $6.50 for that.
I don't think that's worth $6.50.
No.
Okay.
It's
It's not very big, first off, and it's a dessert. I feel like it's somewhere in the $4 to $5 range is what that would be worth it.
Okay, fair enough.
Personally speaking.
And there's also a whole bunch of drinks you can get here, but I'm not gonna name them all because there's a lot.
I would have gotten a drink or two. Again, it was freezing, so I was like, I don't really want to walk around with like a cold beer.
Yeah.
On a cold day.
Yeah, but they have a wealth of things.
I feel like all the booths would have made a lot of money if they were selling hot chocolate.
All of them.
Oh my gosh! On today,
yeah,
they would have made a killing on hot chocolate.
Yeah, maybe.
Even if it's just Swiss Miss.
Swiss Miss.
Get those little like crunchy marshmallows in there.
They actually like open the packets in front of you.
I wouldn't care. I'm telling you right now, I would have bought it. And they've been like, we just take Swiss Miss and put it in some milk. I'd be like, that's fine. If it's hot, I will take it.
You may make you some hot chocolate after this?
I don't think we have any more.
No.
I think all the stuff we have is the sugar-free stuff, which...
Ew.
Yeah. Who wants that?
It's not as good.
It's not as good.
True.
It's very true. All right, next one we did was fictional victuals?
I can't. Fictional victuals.
Fictional victual. What's a victual?
I'm not sure. Fictional victuals. I've had a hard time saying the word. I don't know. Like some kind of art.
Victual is a food or provision.
Okay. So fictional foods.
So they're just trying to be fancy. It's fictional foods. It's fake foods, guys.
Fake foods. So for this one, there are 3 different options. We just got one dish over here, and again, this is a new food studio. We got the charred octopus. It has with crushed fingerling potatoes, Kalamata olives, capers, and romesco sauce.
Which is basically like a red sauce.
Yeah. What'd you think?
The sauce is the saving grace of this because this is the type of octopus. Like, it's not calamari. So calamari is like
correct.
fried.
It's not calamari.
This actually, you could like see the little suction cups on it.
That didn't bother me though.
It didn't bug me. You mostly tasted the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sauce was, and I think that's probably what was. And the sauce was okay. The sausage in it was really.
It was kind of dry.
It had flavor, but it was dry.
Oh, there was chorizo sausage. They didn't put this in the description. Yep.
Jesus,
sorry,
liars. This was my least favorite one, I would say.
Okay.
It was the potatoes were hard. Like the potatoes weren't soft. I would not get this one again.
It was $7.75. Portion wise, what'd you think? I mean, it was average.
Okay. It could have been more for that price. But again, if it was really good, I would have said a bigger portion. But I didn't think it was that good though.
I heard one girl when she was done and she was throwing her plate away, and she goes, "I think mine was mostly potatoes," is what she said. So it's like, well,
there wasn't a lot.
That would be unfortunate if you didn't get any
there wasn't a lot of octopus, but I would much rather have calamari personally.
Yeah.
That's the thing with seafood, though, too. It's like when you eat a steak, it is not in the shape of a cow. You know what I mean? So when you eat octopus, it's clearly it's octopus. Like you've seen these things. You're just like,
so right. So okay, I'm not.
No, but I'm like saying they're like shrimp. Like you look and it's like the entire shrimp or the lobster.
It's because shrimp are small.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's one reason against seafood is like when you see it, it's different.
Okay.
I'm just telling you.
There's also squid ink pasta, which is.
Looks really gross. A terribly named dish.
I'm sorry, but I could not do that.
Was it actually squid ink?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. And there's a black cocoa brownie, which I thought about getting this. It's with oob ice cream, coral tulle, and sponge cake. But we had just gotten the next thing we're going to talk about, and I was like, I can't. It's too many sweets. Can't do it. So we decided to just get the octopus. They also have a butterscotch milkshake with chocolate garnish. I thought about getting that because I do like butterscotch. Yeah. But again, we had a drink from another place, and I was like, again, I didn't want this.
I wonder if it was like butterbeer.
Oh, I don't know.
They're trying to get on that butterbeer game.
Maybe. But anyway, that was fictional victuals.
Fictional foods. That's a strange thing to name a food booth. Like your foods are fake.
You think so?
I don't know. It's kind of strange. I don't know. Anyways,
okay.
Personally speaking, it wasn't my favorite booth, but
nor I, sir.
That is just me. And the last thing we got was we decided to get one from the Joffrey stand.
It's called Color Craze Latte and Donut.
Now, I just want to remind everybody, it is 30-some degrees. Feels like it's 20-some degrees. Jamie, I ordered this for Jamie because she wanted to try this.
By the way, it was 44 degrees,
Whatever.
Not 37, feeling 27.
It was cold, okay? For Florida, anything under 50 is freezing.
Okay.
Okay, just so you know. And they go, would you like it hot or cold? And I said, oh, probably hot. And then Jamie wanted it cold.
I don't like hot coffee. I like cold coffee.
So we had an iced latte on a very cold day.
Yep.
This is one that has a donut on top of it as well. Basically, it's just going to put you in a sugar coma.
This is espresso, Swiss chocolate syrup, dark chocolate sauce, and milk, complemented with a frosted donut and whipped cream, both topped with M&M milk chocolate minis.
Yes.
Just diabetes in a cup with a donut.
I don't know what you just said, but yeah.
Yeah.
It gives you the sugar.
A lot of sugar. But this is what we had when we went to fictional. That other word we just did.
Fictional foods?
Yeah. And I was like, I didn't want to get the brownies. I was like, we still have the donut. So, I mean, what do you think? It's just very sweet. It's a coffee. I would say if you can get it without the donut, but I don't think they're serving it that way.
I mean, I'm sure you could. They're going to charge it.
They're still going to charge you. It. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose if you wanted a donut and a drink, it's probably a pretty decent value. Because I think with the discount, it was like 9 something.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
It was okay.
Mm-hmm.
It had a little bit of dark chocolate. I mean, it was fine. It didn't actually taste too sugary.
Not really.
I mean, the donut was.
For sure.
But, I mean,
It isn't bad. I like Joffrey's.
As like, I guess you would call it a sugary latte drink. It wasn't bad. It wasn't as bad as some of the Starbucks ones I've had.
Yeah.
Where it's basically a milkshake. It wasn't that. But
yeah. I don't know if I'll have to get it again just because of the donut that comes with it. Because sometimes I just don't want a donut.
I mean, donuts are always delicious.
Yeah. And
the whipped cream with the donut was it was good.
And I'm going to be really super honest.
Are you normally not super honest?
No. I'm going to be super duper just like candid. I personally wanted to do Joffrey's because it was closer to the exit to the park. Because it was so cold and it was raining and I was like, I don't want to go all the way into World Showcase into like America and Germany and then have to walk all the way back. And we were just not feeling the weather.
Well, the whole time Jamie,
I know we already talked about the weather, but that's the reason.
Jamie was at war with herself.
I was.
Because the night before she's like, I don't know. I don't want to go outside and deal. I'm like, okay. And then we wake up that morning and she's like, well, we can go over to Epcot. I'm like, well, I guess we're going to Epcot. And then we get in there and she's like, you know what? It's fine. And then we get in there. I'm cold. I want to go. I'm like,
so conflicted.
She was conflicted. So we fought back and forth, which we stayed for a couple hours. Mm-hmm. So, it was kind of funny.
Well, Sometimes I can't make up my mind.
Yes,
okay.
But no, I mean, yeah. If you like those types of drinks, you'd probably like it. And if you want a donut, there you go. All right. Well, that's all the food that we tried. We did go do the Expression Station, which is where you paint by numbers.
Yes, they do that paint by numbers mural, and it's over right by Craftsman Courtyard on the walkway, the Imagination Walkway is what they call it. And we were in line before it even opened. We got over there, and it was like 10:55.
Well, because none of the food booths open until 11.
Right.
So
at least the ones that were over there. Sometimes some open at like 10:30, but it's rare. But yeah, you get a little container of paint. You get a sponge paintbrush, and they tell you can paint 5 squares with your number with that paint on it. And you just paint the squares and then you're done. It's pretty fun though. You get to participate in this mural.
You know what I noticed though? Most
that?
people cannot stay in the lines.
No, they cannot. That's okay.
I judge harshly other people's squares they painted. Because mine...
Jared was very careful. He was very careful. Good job.
I'm not gonna paint like a jabroni. I don't know. I just want to use that word.
What?
I don't know.
You did a really good job.
Thank you.
You had green. I had yellow. And yeah, they give you a little strip at the end, like when you're about ready to leave, and it says, or it shows you what the mural is going to look like when it's done. And I thought we weren't going to get to do it because of the rain. Because sometimes when it's raining, they will just cover it up and they'll close it.
Well, it wasn't. It was
drizzly.
It was the worst thing where it's like the cold drizzle stuff.
Yeah, it was drizzly by that point.
Yeah,
for sure.
But
that is always a fun thing to do.
Yes. And then Jamie went and checked out the merchandise. This is not the area where I give any expertise.
True this.
Because mine would be very bland. They had shirts and they had some stuff.
Everything is Figment, which I understand that this is his festival. But he had 2 different kinds of lug bags. One like a bigger backpack one like a regular lug bag with some compartments. He's got like a Spear jersey. There's a pass holder shirt and pass holder, something else with pass holder, and I can't remember. There was a Figment hat. There were mouse ears. There was a lounge fly. Again, all Figment themed. And a lot of purple, a lot of orange, as you'd expect. I mean, it was cute. They didn't have a ton of it, though. Did you notice that?
They haven't had a time for the last few festivals, though.
Yeah.
They've kind of pared down a lot of the festival merchandise.
I think it was Food and Wine. They had so much merchandise left over after that was over. So maybe that they just kind of learned their lesson. I don't know. But yeah, so of course they have pins and stuff like that too and ornaments. But I mean, cute stuff. Just nothing that like jumped out at me that I absolutely had to have. The pass holder shirt, maybe. Because it was embroidered, like the 2025 was embroidered on it, and I do like that. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if I buy anything. Just because Figment's not my thing. I like Flower and Garden merchandise a lot.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I have no input on this whatsoever.
Okay.
They did have a lot of cups.
I saw they had tumblers too.
They did have there was a Spaceship Earth kind of mug. It's these mugs that look cool to look at, but they are horrific to drink any liquids out of because they have that they cup at the top.
Oh, so that wasn't a festival thing though, right? It was just a regular one?
I think it was a festival thing. I'm pretty sure it said Festival of the Arts at the top.
Okay.
But it's like, I got one that's like Thor's hammer, and it looks cool, but how do you drink coffee out of a square-shaped mug?
Mm-hmm. I get it.
I just want a mug that holds
you have to sip it out of the corner.
That's what, but I don't want to do that.
Right.
I just want a mug that holds my hot liquids.
Okay. Well, I think it does that.
But can you drink it out of without dribbling down your shirt?
So you want 2 things.
I want a cup to be a cup. There's nothing worse.
Jared,
what?
A square cup, you cannot have 2 things. You can only have one. You can hold it or you can dribble it.
There's nothing worse having a nice cup of warm coffee in the morning and you sit down and just wake up. And you take a drink, and it dribbles down your chin.
That's pretty bad.
Worst way to start. Not the worst way, but it's not a great way to start your morning.
It's true.
With spilling coffee out of your Mjolnir-shaped coffee mug.
Word.
Actually, the worst one is the Mandalorian one that I have.
Oh, why?
Because you can't drink out of it.
Oh, right.
It's like curved at the top, and it has like a cut. Like it's cool to look at, but it is not functional to drink out of.
Function over fashion, right?
For me, yes. 9 times out of 10.
All right.
I don't know if
Which is way it should be, really.
I don't know if I've ever said fashion over function for me.
Never. You've never said that. Never.
Like when you wore those shoes to Jollywood Nights, and I'm like, why are you wearing those?
I learned my lesson. I didn't do it again. I learned my lesson.
I know.
Jerry, why are you laughing at me?
I've just never worn a pair of shoes knowing they were going to be uncomfortable for the looks.
We are different people.
I know. It's probably a guy thing, too.
Maybe.
I don't know. All right, then we went and checked out over at Communicore Hall.
Which has got a good purpose now.
It does. It's still a square.
It's a square building.
You can't sit in there anymore, but they do have the 30th anniversary of Disney on Broadway display, so it's kind of like a museum you can walk through.
Yeah, kind of. It was very reminiscent of what they used to have at the Backlot Tour at Hollywood Studios, where they would bring in like props and costumes from something, either something current, like had just been released by Disney, or something that they just brought out of the archives.
They also used to have the Superman cape from Christopher Reeve movies.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, but they display stuff from like Lion King, Aladdin, like costumes and stuff. Little Mermaid, I think was up there. Frozen. Help me out. There's more.
I didn't see National Treasure on Broadway. I don't think they had any of that.
No.
I really would have been into that if they had that.
No. But yeah, just all that, just a lot of stuff in there that was displayed. Mostly the costumes and stuff. But it was cool.
They had some props too.
They had some props.
Yeah.
They did have a magic lamp that you could take a picture with. So I did.
She did.
I'm rubbing the lamp.
And there was a guy who we were trying to take a picture of the prop, and he was just parked right in front of it, oblivious to the fact that it's a picture op. He's just sitting there.
And then he's like, now he has to grant you 3 wishes. I'm like, ha, Jared's my genie.
And I told you, I'm already here. That's 1 wish.
But
And my other wish was that guy to move.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But it was a good use of space. So Disney, this is your standard now. If you want to do something else, for Flower and Garden, it needs to be on this level or better. This is your standard.
Although on the day that in which it was cold, it really actually would have been nice to have a place to go in there and sit to eat the food.
Oh, there is no pleasing you,
No,
Jared
I'm just
Lee.
saying.
There's
That's
no
the thing.
pleasing you.
But agreed that is stuff that I think it was probably intended for, things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And this is the display that you could see at D23 back in August. They just brought it over, which is fine. I didn't get to see it at D23, so I'm fine.
But what would they put in there for like Flower and Garden though?
How about what they thought they were going to do, like seminars? Like,
I
this
would
is
like
how
to
you grow this. This is how
I don't think it's big enough for seminars though.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
You think so?
Yes, it is. It doesn't have to be like big. It doesn't have to be like a big
I
deal,
would
but like
like-
use it for that purpose.
I do think bringing back the seminars would be cool. Those were actually kind of fun.
Demonstrations,
Yeah.
even like there's room for it in there.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen cooking lessons.
You almost saw her, didn't you?
I wanted to that one year and then it was sold out.
Sold out. She's a good gal.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't want to cause it would have caused an issue. It would just been me staring at my childhood crush, being like, hey,
Hey, pretty lady.
you were Kelly Kapowski.
Your 14-year-old Jared's going, I love you.
I mean, she is a brunette. I have a type.
Mm-hmm.
But
You do have a type.
yeah. All right, yeah. So that's all the stuff that we did in about a 2-hour time span. We'll go over real quick some of the things we did not do.
Okay.
So we didn't do Disney on Broadway concert series.
No, we were only there for 2 hours, and it was raining, and we didn't.
They canceled the Encanto show.
Canceled the Encanto
I don't
show.
know if that. I don't think they were going to cancel the Broadway concert series, probably because that's covered, more than likely.
No, it'll
But
still
they
go
were
on.
canceling some stuff outside.
The stage that's set up in front of Encanto stage, so like on the other side for the festival, it wasn't supposed to start till like 12:15 or something, and so I'm not sure that if that actually went on. I don't think it did. I think it was just not. Those conditions were just too rainy, so it probably didn't happen.
Or it was just too cold.
Or too cold.
It's Florida, guys.
Either or both.
Yeah. We also didn't do any of the festival performances.
Like we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Or that guy that paints upside down.
I would like to see that,
I love
actually.
that guy.
Because I'm always like, what are they doing? And then you're like, oh.
How does he do that?
Yeah.
I know.
I should have got into that performance art.
The Joyful performs. They've been performers in Canada and Germany, all around World Showcase and stuff. So we didn't get to see any of those.
We did not. We didn't do Animation Academy, which we've done that before.
I do love that.
It's good. There's no way I could have drawn outside with the cold. My fingers would have. They were not working properly by the time we got back to the car. So
That's true.
Drawing would have been tough.
That's a good point.
We also didn't do the fine art displays or artist appearances.
Yeah. I mean, again, everything, it was so cold. It was windy too. So a lot of the art tents.
Art people?
With the art people inside, were covered or like drawn. So like, I mean, if you could go in there and look, but it was just kind of like, I was just like, okay, let's do this, and I will take a look at the art when it's warmer outside. So I'm going to save that till next time.
Yes. We also did do the wonderful walk of colorful cuisine.
That's the food stroll.
Yes.
Enchanted Rose, the one we got in Opening Bites, that is part of the food stroll. So you can get a stamp for that and then get a completer prize. But we did not do that this time. But it is fun. Only if the dishes are good, though. Because if you have a bunch that are just like, I don't want to eat that, then I would suggest not doing it. Don't buy it just for the prize.
You know what I mean? Agreed.
You know what I mean?
I think I've mentioned this before and I've been vetoed.
Veto. Sorry.
We also didn't do Figment's brush with the Master scavenger hunt because it's cold.
It was cold, and we didn't go into World Showcase, so that would have been kind of impossible to finish. And we've done this before in the past, and it's good to do with our kids. I don't know if we would do it just if it was just him and I, because the prize is just stencils this year.
I've got plenty of stencils.
I got some stencils already.
I don't. You know what? I don't
I'm
need
good.
stencils. Okay.
You know what I could use? Bowls. Remember one year they had bowls for the prize? I was like, that's a great prize.
Yeah.
I could always use a bowl.
As an art people myself, I don't use
Stop
stencils.
with art people.
What? I'm just saying.
As an art people.
We're a community. Don't judge. Don't judge. All right.
Betsy.
There was no chalk art because it was drizzling and everything. So that wasn't going on.
I haven't been going on for like days too because it's been raining for days.
Maybe they did chalk art in their house.
Yeah.
Maybe they had him hold up somewhere doing chalk art.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, we'd like those. Those are nice to look at.
We also didn't do many of the artful photo ops or photo pass opportunities because honestly, they didn't have many photo pass people out.
We did one, and right in front of the sign that's in the front of World Showcase. We got that one.
Yes.
And the picture was blurry.
Yeah, a little blurry.
It was not.
I guess I'll give them. It was drizzling.
It was drizzling. So, yep.
I'll blame the camera and the weather.
Okay.
And then we didn't do the Figment popcorn bucket either.
Not get one.
I don't know if that wasn't weather related.
It wasn't. We just don't do popcorn buckets, really. I mean, unless it's Transformers, apparently.
If there's an Optimus Prime popcorn bucket, yeah, I'm getting it immediately.
So far, we have two, both from Universal. One is Bumblebee, and the other one is...
It's Grimlock.
Grimlock.
He's a transforming dinosaur.
Both Transformers.
Specifically a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So Jared collects Transformer popcorn buckets exclusively.
That's really the only popcorn bucket I've ever bought.
It's crazy. But yeah, so that is available over at the Odyssey. So if you are interested in doing that, you can mobile order and pick one up.
I just don't know where people put all these popcorn buckets. Like I might get one or two more, and then I'm probably good with popcorn buckets.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to display them.
I mean, that's where they put the ones behind. Yeah, they're.
I know, but what if you had like, I mean, some people have like 50 or more.
They got to have a popcorn bucket
I'm
room.
like, well, for real.
That'd be an episode of Hoarders, just people that buy popcorn buckets, and they never will get rid of them.
Be like, do you have a popcorn problem? Do you really love popcorn? Nope, just the buckets. Thank you.
I miss that show.
When did they start doing popcorn buckets at Disney, like the themed ones? Because
I don't recall.
It can't
but
be
you
that
see,
long
but
ago.
you see, like when did that kind of start? Because now you're seeing like every movie now has like they actually have. I think the Captain America 4 movie looks terrible, but they do have a cool popcorn bucket because it's got like the shield and it collapses. It actually looks legitimately like the shield. I'm like, I want the popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
I don't really care much about the movie personally.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen previews for the movie.
They even had like a Batman, it wasn't even a Batman movie out, and they had a Batman popcorn bucket that had like the bat signal on it. Like they're getting complex with these, and I'm here for the ones I like. Mm-hmm. I mean, the ones I have a Bumblebee, Grimlock. I will get Optimus, and I will get Megatron for sure if they come out with those. Other than that, I don't know, but Popcorn buckets have come a long ways.
I will say, I'm going to shift the conversation to something else. Is that cool?
You're done with popcorn buckets?
I'm done with popcorn buckets.
Oh, okay.
So I will say that even though it was very cold and raining today, the food studio lines were pretty much non-existent. If you wanted to eat,
you worded that
anything,
as if they were going to be busy.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the ride lines were busy. So, like,
well, the ones inside.
It was an hour for Soarin'. It was like 50 minutes for Living with the Land, at least.
That's just people wanting to get out of the cold. Let's
exactly.
be quite honest here.
That's what I'm saying.
And they wanted to take a nap.
A day like today would have been perfect if you could stand the cold and the rain to do like the food and stuff. I mean, like, you just get so much done so quickly. But it's also cold and raining, so it's like, what do you want to do? But yeah, so just keep that in mind. Keep that.
I don't think you have to keep it. Well, it's not. It's only gonna be cold for another like couple of days, and then
keep it in mind for another couple of days. Okay.
I did see, of course, the few guys that just wore shorts because apparently the legs don't get cold. Which my dad would fall into that category, by the way.
That's crazy.
As a kid, when it was snowing, he would wear shorts with a coat on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Dad, it's like 10 degrees outside. My legs don't get cold. I'm like, I don't believe you. That's you have. I feel like there's a circulation problem here, but
something's happening.
There were a few people that had coats on with shorts, and I was like, that is one way to go about. They were just walking into the park. I kind of want to follow them around to see how cold they got, but that happened. But anyways, that was our Festival of the Arts experience.
We'll be back next weekend for the Club 32 meetup. So we'll get to do a little more festival stuff. I don't know how much, but at least a little bit.
We'll be around it.
We'll be around.
Yeah.
Hopefully to try Germany. They have a new dish over there that I wanted Jared to try.
Don't tell me what to try. I'll try what I want to try.
I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm suggesting, sir. But anyway, we'll be back. So.
Yes.